Good. I hope all of you are doing good and studying properly for your upcoming exams, right? I'm also fine. Thank you for asking. So, my dear students, what can we see on the screen? What is it written? It's written functional English, right? So, today I have come with some more new topic of functional English class, which is gonna be very interesting today. Okay, so let's not delay and begin with today's session. What can we see on the screen? We can see this man. He's going somewhere, right? Okay. So now what is it says? Looking at the picture, can you think of any word? So this is the picture that we can see on the screen, right? So looking at the picture, can you think of any word here? Yes. What words can we see here? We can see these three words that we can see in front of us. What is it written? Go, right? So with this three word that cab, seller, right? With this three word, now sentence. See words. Let's read. What is it written? One get words. So here in red color, three word one day egg seller was market. We can see now he has stopped somewhere. Go and stop somewhere near. So now what is it? Again we can what is it? Of right. So with this now what to do? Again form a sentence, right? Let's form a sentence here. Now we can see a sentence. Carrying of these words. Now we made a sentence here. What is it says? He was carrying of caps. Moving next, what can we see on the screen? Now we can see he is, what is he doing here, my dear students? Yes, he is sleeping. Okay, so now again we can to form a sentence. What is it says? Tired, take rest under. Okay, so now with these words again, what do we have to make? We have to make a sentence. Okay, so let's make sentence with these words. Now what can he tired? He was tired. Rest under a tree. See how he's taking rest? He's sleeping, right? Okay. Folded his bags, put it under his head and slept. That we can see on the screen also in the picture. He has put this bag under his head, right? To support, to sleep. Okay. So that's what it says. He bag, put it under his head. Next, what can we see on the screen? Now, as soon as he woke up, what we can see? The caps are missing, right? There are no caps. There is no bag. Okay, so few words in front of us. What are these words that we can see? Wake up, see, bundle, empty. As soon as he wake up, he saw what? Bundle, empty. There is no cap, empty, right? So now let's make a sentence with these words here. What is it? What sentence says? He woke up and saw the empty bundle. Okay. What are these words that we looked around, then up? Okay. So now with this word again, sentence. Let's see how it looks. Here we can see sentence. What is it? Says he looked up, around. He looked around, then up. He looked around, up. When he looked up, what did he see? He saw many monkeys. With see here. Okay. Next. Now again we can see few words in front of us. With these words again, what do we have to do? We have to make sentence. What are these words? See, monkeys, caps, hats. Okay. So let's make a sentence with these words. What does it says? He saw monkeys on the tree with caps on their head. Okay. Next, now what? He take all his caps. How will he take back? All the caps are taken by monkeys, right? So now let's see what he does. So now we can see a word here again in front of us. What is it says? An intelligent man. Okay. So with this word, let's make sentence. What does it says? The cap seller. He is cap seller. Okay. Person who goes to market and sell caps. To those person, what do we call? Cap seller. Okay. So this cap seller, what does it says? An intelligent man. As we can see here, hint given, an intelligent man, right? So we form sentence with this word, an intelligent man. What does it says? The cap seller was an intelligent man. Okay. Next, now let's see. Now see what he does. Whatever he is doing, these monkeys, they are repeating what he does, right? Okay. So now we can see he danced. They also danced. He took his cap down and these monkeys also took and threw their cap down, right? Okay, so it seems like he, right? Now, what can we see? Now we can see these words. What are these words? He threw cap down. Okay, so let's form sentence with these words. What is the sentence? He threw his cap down. Okay. Next, what is it says? Monkeys do same. Right? We already saw what this cap seller was doing. Monkeys also did same thing. Right? So here words we saw what? Monkeys do same. Now let's form sentence again with these words. What is the sentence? The monkeys did the same. Okay, the monkeys did the same. Okay, so now next what he does? He goes to market carrying his bundle of caps. Now, what is it says? Picked up, caps, left. Okay. So with these words, let's form sentence. What can we see? He picked up all the caps and left the place quickly. Okay. Okay. So now, my dear students, what we will do? We will see all the sentence that we made with those few words. We will see those sentences all together. Okay. So now we can see what a cap seller was going to the market. First sentence that we formed, that we made with those words, little words, right? Okay. This is the first. Second sentence, what did we make? He was a big bundle of caps. Next, he was tired, so he took rest. 3. Next, he folded his bag and put it under his head. Next, he woke up and saw the empty bundle. He looked around and then up. He saw monkeys on the trees with caps on their head. Okay. The cap seller was an intelligent man. He threw his cap down. The monkeys did the same. And then the last sentence, what did we make? He picked up all the caps and left the place quickly. Okay. So now, when we put these sentences all together, what happens? It becomes a what? It sounds like a story, right? So now we can see a heading also of a story. We gave a title of this story. What is it written? An intelligent cap seller. Okay. So my dear students, since we can see it's a story about cap seller. Okay. So today, my dear students, we are going to discuss what is story writing. Sometimes the which we form with those little words, it form a story. So today we are going to discuss on story writing. We will learn how to write stories. Okay. So let's see how to write stories. First, there is a definition of what is story writing. What is story writing? There is answer of that question. Let's read together. A story writing is a work of fiction or imagination that is usually written in easily understandable grammatical structure with a natural flow of speech. Then what it says? Story writing is meant to be read at a single sitting and therefore it should be as direct as and brief as possible. Okay. So what does it mean? The list long definition that is written here. What does it mean? Story writing is what? Is a work of imagination. Fiction means which is not real. Fiction means which is not real, which is there on your imagination, only in your mind. It's not real. Okay. That is usually written in easy and understandable grammatical structure so that everybody can read your story and understand what is its story about. Okay. Next, what is it says? Story writing is meant to be read at single sitting. When you read story, my dear students, from your book, you have to finish that story at one sitting. Okay. If there is any gap in between, you will lose interest. Right. So that is why it says meant to be read at single sitting. Okay. Therefore, it should be direct and brief as possible. Okay. Brief means clear and precise. Okay. So I hope you have understood what we have discussed. What is story writing? It is fiction or imagination, understandable grammatical structure, natural flow of speech, has to be finished as one sitting and has to be direct and brief. Okay? So this is what is story writing. Moving next. Now it's important point. It means note down means important point that you have to write down in your notebook. Okay. So now what is it says? Features of good story. So now when you write story, there are certain features that we have to follow. Okay. What are those features? Let's read. At first point it says what? Simple and clear language. It has to be very simple, very clear language. No any other, useless or any other words which is not important. It has to be simple and clear. Next, logical flow of event. When you write story, it has to be in order. Okay, this thing happened and then next what happened in the story, it has to be order. Okay, logical flow of events. Use of dialogues for liveliness. You should give some dialogue also. What this person said, what another person said, dialogue. Okay, then imagination and creativity. It has to be very unique, very different, so that when the readers read your story, they get some interest. Okay. Last line is what? Meaningful and entertaining. It has to be very full. Your story should make sense. It has to be entertaining. Okay. Okay, so these are the points. Now this is the first question of today's class. My dear students, let's see if you all can answer this question according to what we have discussed. Okay, so let's see what is it written. We have to fill this sentence. Let's read what it says. Story writing is a work of. Story writing is a work of what? Is it imagination or is it calculation that you do? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 1, 2. Or observation or none of this. So from this 4 option, you have to select one correct answer according to what we have discussed. We have discussed what is story writing, right? Story writing is a work of what? Okay, so I'll give you 30 seconds, my dear students. What is story writing? Story writing is a work of what? Is it of imagination or is it of calculation or is it of observation or none of this? Okay, you can answer this question. It's very easy. Time up. Okay, so my dear students, our here correct answer is what? Option. Okay, imagination. What did we just learn? What are stories? The ones which are fiction, not in real. Okay, imagination, whatever there in your mind, the story which we form in our mind, that is what our story writing is, a work of imagination. It is not of calculation or 1 plus 1 is equal to. No, is it not about observation? Observation means what we see. Most of the thing is not about observation. Okay, so this is also incorrect. None of this. So the correct answer is what? Option A, imagination. Okay, whoever has selected option A, very good. You have understood what we have. So moving next, what can we see on the screen? Now it says what? 5 key elements of story writing. Now we will discuss what are the 5 key elements to write story. Okay, Let's see what are those elements. First is what? Character. In your story, there has to be character. What character did we see in our previous story? Where we read about an intelligent cab seller. So cab seller is a character. Monkey is also character, right? So in story, we have to give character like them. Okay? Fewer is better. It means you give 1 or 2 or 3 character, not 10, 11 or 7 characters. It will lead to confusion. Okay? Next is what? Setting. Now what is setting? Setting, brief but poetic, vivid. Okay? Setting means where everything happened. Okay? At what time it happened. And where it happened. These are what? Our setting. Next is what? Plot. Now plot, it says what? Simple. It has to be simple and interesting as possible. We will discuss in the coming slides what are plots, which are based on what are the events happen in the story. That's our plots. Next is conflict. Conflict means problems in stories. We have to put problems also, okay, to make it interesting, your story interesting. Okay. Next is what? Theme. Theme means from the story, what are the moral lesson we get by reading those story. Okay, those are our theme. So now it's an thing you have to remember. Remember what it says. Past tense is commonly used for. So in the story you saw that all the event that happened, it's all written in past tense. Means the action has been completed. Okay, past tense what? We have already discussed in our tense class. Right, my dear students? Past tense means the action which has completed. So we have to write the story in past tense. Okay? Okay, so now next, what can we see on the screen? Now let's give example to the same story that we read, an intelligent cab seller. Okay, so now we will understand what is character. What are the characters that we have to put in story writing? Okay, so let's see what is it written about characters. What is it says? Characters are the people, like intelligent cab seller, the person, people, right? Or animal like monkey, okay? Or personified innate object who experienced the story. The person who experienced the story. According to that person, the story revolves around. Okay, so those are our character. So in the story, which character can we see here? Which character about which animal did we see in the story? Yes, we saw cab seller, right? So these are our character from the story. And monkey. See, we saw that monkey took the cab of the cab seller, right? The action, the story revolves around cab seller and monkey. So these are our character in the story that we have to give. Next, what we will discuss? Setting. Now, what are settings? It's written. The setting of a story refers to the time. Okay, at what time it happened. And then location, where it happened. Where and at when it happened. When. So, this is what? Setting. Okay, in which the story take place, where the story happens. Okay, so from the story, what can we identify? Where the incident happened, where the event happened. It has mentioned in the story. Where did it happen, my dear students? It happened where? Under the tree. Yes, under the tree it happened. When the cab seller was sitting. Yeah, where was sleeping? Where was he sleeping? Under the tree, right? So under the tree, the location, place, time. Okay, so only the under the tree it happened. Moving next, what can we see? We will discuss about plot of the story. Okay, so what is plot? It's given here. The plot of a story is simply what happens at the character. What happens as the character encounter attempt to resolve the what? Conflict means problem. Okay, so now what does this means? It means what happens in the story. What problem that cab seller had to face. Okay, and how he solved the problem. Right? So in the story, what did we see? What are the problems that he saw, that he faced? Those are what? He woke up, he was sleeping, monkeys took away his cap. And then what problems he saw? He woke up and saw the empty bundle. As soon as he woke up, he looked around and then up. He saw monkey on the tree with their caps on head. The cap seller was an intelligent man. How did he solve the problem? He threw the cap down. The monkeys did the same. So this is also what? Solution. Right? He picked up all the caps and left the. So now in the story we saw what? Character faced problem and he solved the problem also. So this is our what? This is our plot in the story. Okay? I hope all of you understood. Moving next, now we will understand what are conflicts. Okay? So it's given what are conflicts. Conflicts represent the problem in the story. As I have already mentioned, what are conflicts? Problem that character face in the story. That's our conflict. Okay. So now as we can see here, what are the problems? What the problem did he face? He woke up and saw the bundle empty. Right. So that was the problem. So it mentioned here. Okay. So you also have to mention when you write a story, you have to mention about the problem that character face in the story. Okay. I hope all of you understood. Now moving next. Now we will discuss about theme of the story. Okay. So what is it written? The theme is the main point of the story. It's the main point. Okay. It can include what you take away from the story, what you learned about the life because of the story, or simply a main idea of the story. So now my dear students, I have a question for you. After you read this story about an intelligent cap seller, what did you learn from this? What is that moral lesson that you learned from this story? In the story, let me recap, let me recall what did we learn, what did we read in this story. We saw that this one cap seller, he goes to market, right, to sell his cap. In the middle, he take rest, right, and while he was taking rest, those monkeys, they took his caps. And what happened? Problem starts. How will he take back those caps from monkeys? He thinks and then what? He is an intelligent man, right? So he saw that those monkeys are doing the same thing, how he acts. So what did he do? He threw his cap down, the monkey did the same. That's how he solved his question, right? So what did we learn from this story, my dear students? We learned that how much ever we problem we get, we should be calm and think how to solve the problem, right? So this is what? This is the theme. This is the moral lesson that we learn from this story. Okay? I hope all of you also got the same moral story that I have gained. Okay? Moving next. Now, let's see. It's okay. This is the second question of today's class. Let's see if you all can answer this question. Now, what does it say in the question? What is the problem or struggle Okay, you have to select one correct answer according to the question. I'm giving you up 30 seconds time. Okay, your time starts now. What struggle we see in the story? What do we call that? Is it theme or is it setting? Is it conflict? Is it? Yes, which is the correct answer here? Okay, so time up. Here our correct answer is what? Option. Very good. Option C is our correct. Because why? What does it say? Did we learn, my dear students? What are conflict? Conflicts are our problems, right? Problems in the story. Problems in the story, right? So that is why option C is our correct answer. What is the question again? It says ask what is the problem or story called? It's called what? Conflict. Okay. Theme is what? Theme. We talks about moral lesson, setting, and location. Okay. And conflict here talks about what? Or character. Okay. So that is why option C is correct answer. This question. Right? Okay. Moving next. There is a thing in your mind. I will write a story. Start. See? Right? What can we there live? This is also a very good to start a story. Next, one day this thing happened with me. A monkey, right? Next, it was a rainy day. You can start with was once a man, village or animal named. Okay, so that's how we can start our story. So my dear students, that's all for today. So what did today we what is story writing? In story writing, what elements do we have? We have character, plot, conflict, theme, right? The what elements of writing the story. Okay, so I hope in the next time when you start to write a story, you can begin writing your own and interesting stories. Okay, so that's all for today. In the next class, I will come up with some more new and interesting. Till then, stay safe and practice more grammar for your upcoming exam. Okay, thank you all for listening to my class. Have a good day. Bye.